The house is called after the Waltons, who were owners of the site up to 1786. And before then, the only place that gunpowder was made was in mills which straddle the three canals. If you look, some have to look behind you, but over there, this place shut down because it was too close to London for enemy action in about 42, 43. But after the war, it was reopened as a research establishment in 45, 46. And these buildings here are called the main lab, where all the ingredients that came in to the site were tested for quality. And to be able to keep it somewhere for a long time, they like to put them in magazines for 20 years. Well, this building here was called the climatic storage. If you stored something at 60 degrees centigrade, or which is 140 Fahrenheit, for 6 months, and it survived that, you know that it would stand 20 years here when it was a gunpowder factory up until the end of the 19th century. No gunpowder was produced, but saltpeter and sulphur were imported, but the gunpowder was made here, and alder trees made the best gunpowder. It's by the canal, and there's two bays in which each of which was a press which pressed gunpowder into small pellets for guns. The barges came up the canal when there was water in it, of course, and operators took the powder off the barges, and then they pressed the pellets, and the barge then took the pellets away. It's not, strictly speaking, the train which was on site, because the gauge is bigger than the site. The gauge which was on site, but it is similar to that. And they used to use diesel engine trains because there's no spark inside. There, look, tea break! Whee! Cheerio! Cordite, which is made from nitroglycerine and nitrocellulose. The nitrocellulose has to be kept wet in order to make it safe, and it's kept in there in sort of barrels, in sort of like plugs. This is nitroglycerine, which is made by a reaction of nitric acid and glycerine. You know what ordinary glycerine is. You rub it on your hands sometimes to make them soft, and it would flow down the gully downhill into the storage vessels. At the end of the day, when they'd finished doing a set of reactions, the spent acids and the waste nitroglycerine was left to flow down in the pool. After a few weeks, you got some nasty mixtures of explosive where you dry the nitrocellulose before you can mix it with nitroglycerine. Nitrocellulose is ordinary cotton reacted with nitric acid and sulfuric acid to nitrate it. Now that is a special construction, a very light, powdery, and in the First World War we had nearly as many as 5,000 people working here, and we had over 3,000. Well, this is where we used to carry out underwater tests. There are fish in it now, but there were no fish in it, of course, when we did the underwater tests. And it was dredged out for the underwater tests to a depth of 40 feet. It's now 40 feet deep there in the middle of that thing. But the fish have returned, and you may be able to see, and you may stand up now because we've stopped for a major press here for gunpowder. Gunpowder is from the three ingredients, which are just mixed, but to get the best performance out of it for guns, it needs to be intimately compressed, and it was compressed in that press on the left there by putting the